I'll throw it light.
All right, 5-second introduction, go.
Andrew.
I got it down to 15.
Introduction, go.
My name's Ethan, and I like pizza.
My name's Jeff, and it's my first time skiing.
I'm Dylan, and I've had this many drinks.
I'm Alexa, and I've had this many drinks.
Jana,
What?
intro.
Hi, my name is Jana, and I'm stoked.
Nick, intro. Say something.
Hi,
Say your Nick.
I'm Nick.
Hi, I'm Trevor. This is baseball. We in here. We living. They should be.
Not enough numbers.
Hell yeah.
Welcome, kids.
Let's do a lesson plan, huh?
Sweet. Well, I think one thing we'll say, yes, Trevor and I somewhat doing this for a class, but I think we would do this regardless if we were doing a class or not. There's some new folks to the Avalanche Beacon world, so that's good. I think regardless, something we would go over, a lot of protocols too, you run through every time. So yeah, y'all picked up Beacon, so we can start by getting those accessible if they're not. One acronym that you do every time you turn on your Beacon, you go through the best is the acronym. So display, you just kind of make sure everything's looking good on your Beacon, no cracks, no damages when you turn it on. Battery, you shout that out, kind of just listen to each other, just so we're all on the same page. 99, 75, 62, 72, 97. Jana, you said you're at 60. I'm kind of surprised though if you gave those two. I feel like usually they have a high. They don't send out beacons usually like above 80. I think they're. So probably tomorrow we can get you some new batteries just for kicks, to be safe. Yeah, we'll go through the TR and SE. They're different for each beacon. So mine says send and search. Yours guys is a TR and SE.
Yep.
So yeah, transmit and search.
Do we want to keep this on right now on
Yeah.
TR?
Yep, so we'll keep it on. Anytime you go in the backcountry, you keep it on, even for the skin out. And only when there's an avalanche, you switch it to the search. You want to be the gate?
Sure.
So we'll go through this kind of gate method. This is something you kind of do, like right now. We're leaving the hut, we're going out to start a tour.
I'm gonna be the gate.
Andrew just told him to go into search to see the frenzy that happened.
Typically a flag. Oh, it actually works now. So
I'm in search. One at a time. You guys can come towards me. 19, 12, 13, 8, 8, 2.1, 1.7. You're good. 0.7. Hey Drew, go ahead and tell them.
For electronics, part of the check-in, your phone needs to be at least 8 inches away from your beacon.
0.4.
okay, you're good.
Beacons are having a conniption fit.
Even better.
So, real quick, that was kind of a prime example of like, if we were all together and one person gets buried, it's so important that everybody else switches into search mode and that there's only whoever is buried are the people who are sending their signal, because that was just picking up so many signals way too
At all times,
complicated.
everyone should be in transceiving mode.
Yep.
And then when something happens, that's when you switch.
Mhm.
Everyone switches.
When an avalanche happens, the
ideal situation is that there are people above the person who got caught in an avalanche, because it's much faster to ski to the person than it is to hike back up to the person. The first stage is just locating a signal. You're gonna, once an avalanche has happened and it's been communicated, the search for the signal begins, and that's when you're gonna start. If this was a huge slope that I was on, a really big mountain, you're gonna start making big zigzags down the slope, and you want your horizontal lines to be no more than 40 meters apart from each other, which is a pretty big distance. If you think about it, that's like
120 feet.
120 feet. So you have a bit of room, but yeah, you want to zigzag the whole avalanche debris field. Wherever the side of the avalanches are, you want to zigzag down that. Once you find a signal, you're gonna go to within 10 meters of that signal while you're still on your skis, because your skis are a little bit faster than if you take them off. So I'm skiing down, I got my transceiver, I'm searching. 25, 24, whoa, 15, 10. All right, I'm at 10. I'm gonna ditch my skis now. Because I need to be able to get on all fours and really locate where this person is. Okay.
What do you do, the course search?
Yeah. So 10, 5, 4. Once I'm at 3 meters, that's when I'm on hands and knees and I'm searching for that fine signal. And what you're gonna do is kind of do an X and Y axis. So we got an X axis and a Y axis. And we've kind of figured out that they're in this general area. And so what you're gonna do is you're gonna look for your lowest number that you find and you're gonna make a mark on it. So say I'm here, I'm gonna go this way. I get a 1 or a 2 or whatever that is, and I'm gonna make a mark with my hand, and then I'm gonna go until I get another, whatever that lowest number was, and make a mark. And I'm gonna do that for both axes. And then this is your area that you're gonna start probing in. And I would just start in the middle, and you're gonna probe there, and then you're gonna do a spiraling circle outwards with about 25 centimeters
Break out your probe
of space between them. Yeah, you're just gonna be probing down about 25 centimeter gaps between each one until you get a contact hit. And you'll know when you get a contact hit when your probe is going, if I'm stabbing this in and it's going 70 centimeters down, but then all of a sudden it only goes 20 centimeters down, that's likely a hit. And then you just differentiate between, well, was it super firm and did it sound like a rock, like a tink tink, or was it soft and felt like a backpack or something like that? And that's when you're gonna start your digging process. You wanna talk dig?
Yeah.
What's up?
I have 2 questions.
What's up?
So when there's people above after a slide and you come down, do you all want to be doing zigzags at the same time, or do you send people one at a time down the mountain?
So depending on how many burials there are, I guess it would kind of change your plan. But if it was just one burial and there were 3 searchers, you would space out, like if it was, let's say 60 yards or 60 meters wide, you would each take a 30-meter section and work that 30-meter section down.
Okay.
And just you got to make sure that you're within like 20 meters of each other at your
for more efficiency.
yeah.
Okay,
So
and then
getting all the signals.
probing, I assume that you want to be perfectly
Perpendicular to the
vertical.
snow.
Perpendicular to the snow. So if
Yeah.
you're on a slant, you want to go like this.
Yep, because that snow represents the slope of the hill underneath it as well. And so if the person gets buried, their body is probably going to be oriented parallel to the snow. So you want to be going parallel to the ground in order to hit them. If you're going this way, you have a much higher chance of like missing.
Yeah. Okay.
So, yeah.
Cool.
General rule of thumb is 100% you're not digging down on top of them. You want to go downhill at about 1.5 times the probe strike distance. So if you hit them at a meter, you'll go what's that?
1.5 meters.
So you go 1.5 meters downhill and you'll start digging. This is the most taxing part. If you have a partner, there'll be one person, digging, clearing snow, and then one person behind me getting snow out of the way. Oh, 19, 15. Do you have an arrow? Yeah.
It says this way. Did you put it this way?
I don't know.
Should I take my skis off? Because I'm under 10.
If you'd like to.
Yeah, yeah. Oh, shit.
What are you at?
4.7. 02. Oh, is it right here?
01. Okay,
Yeah.
mark your.
What do I do? I hit
Do
the
your
button?
find search.
It was like more over
Okay,
here.
0.2 now.
Oh, 0.3.
Yep, move. 0.3. You're getting farther. 0.3. 0.2.
Right here.
That might be as close. Break out your probe, Ethan.
Go. 0.
Here's the middle. You might not feel it.
Is it deep?
No. You're reading 0.1.
Yeah, it's right here.
Yeah, 0.3. So that's where once you're that close, you're established where that zone would be.
Okay.
Pull out your probe.
Nice. Yeah, Dylan. That's exactly what you would be doing.
Oh, look at that efficiency.
Hey, Drew.
Yeah.
Lesson's done.
Lesson's done.
That was sick. Good job.
Yeah.
Just reflection at the back at the hut later tonight.
Yeah, so reflection, I think like
Post-assessment.
post-assessment, I think there's a few things that were missed, but of course that's gonna happen. We're not perfect. Yeah, I think reiterate, don't get an avalanche, and do your research before you get on the snow, but
Yep.
been good.
I think next steps are the most important thing. Like I think people got familiar with their gear a little bit today.
Yeah.
But this should be run many times to really get used to that tracking and find search method.
And it's weird, like, I think having that experience, knowing what you're looking for helps, but coming up and people just falling arrows, like, it's misleading. Can be.
Totally.
Oh my god, the coolest thing that I learned was that.
Let's go.
Jeff, we're ready. You gotta make the moves.
Small little wind slab. Holy smokes.
Oh my goodness gracious. Maybe the girls are skiing down there, so I
Is that what I'm...
Woo! That's sick. Come on.
Drop it! It's sick.
All right, let's go. I'm gonna go left more. You wanna go?
Yeah, follow.
Ow!
well, but I'm not gonna. Well, it's easier said than done.
Yeah, for sure. Here. Where you going, bud? I'm dropping.
I'm back on the skin track with Nick.
Oh shit.
Cruising down a ways.
Okay. Yeah.
Nice, Jeff. Let's freaking go.
My name's Jeff, and it's my first time skiing.
Drop it next to you. Ollie! Launch it!
This is so sketchy.
It's so sketchy.
Bro, okay,
Sick though, so fun.
Dude,
that was like the freaking bobsled luge track.
It's like bobsledding, yeah.
Alright, we get to a junction. Nick and I think about taking the trees that we took yesterday. Does anyone
Oh shit.
Yep.
Hell yeah.
That worked out good.
Ethan. Good job. Let's go. Yeah, we got the green hug for St. Patty's Day.
Cheers.
One tipped over then.
I did it.
Keep it down.